Today Naruto had officially become a Genin. Throughout all that time he had improved noticeably. Kana and Shuriken throwing, the Academy's basic jutsu. Fortunately, he now mastered them all with precision. All thanks to the relentless Kepka control training he had put himself through. He went from walking on tree bark to walking on water, first in the hot springs, then in the river with a constant current. The latter had been the most difficult because the water was always moving, forcing him to constantly adjust the Kepka flow on his feet to avoid falling. It was tough, but not impossible. In the end he succeeded, and as a result his Kepka control became much finer, making any jutsu far easier to perform. The Academy techniques became child's play. He had also made progress in stealth. Little by little, without anyone noticing right away, he stopped wearing his signature orange jumpsuit and switched to clothing more suited to a ninja style. Dark tones, practical and discreet. The only thing that didn't change was his isolation. He never made real friends or talked much with his classmates. He was partly shy, and he never dared to take the first step. Over time he became so accustomed to solitude that, if he wanted, he could live like that forever and still feel, in a way, happy. As long as he eventually left that dirty, old apartment. He wasn't completely alone, of course. He still spent time with Hiruzen, with Toichi and Oyama Ichirik, and with Iruka. But he knew that, starting today, he would be forced to interact with two other kids until they became CHNIN. It was a day of team assignments. Naruto didn't care who he ended up with. He didn't really know anyone, so there was no way to be surprised. Then Iruka arrived carrying several sheets of paper, surely the team list. Iruka gave an emotional speech about how proud he was of all of them and how important it was to keep growing stronger. In Naruto's mind, only one harsher thought kept circling: how many of us will survive our first real mission? Or at least make it to 20 alive? Those doubts sometimes assaulted him, but he was a Genin now. He hadn't come this far to give up. Iruka began announcing the teams. Team 8, Hinata Higa, Kid Musica, and Shino Abura met Team 10, Shikamaru Nara, Kiji Akimichi, and Inuyama Aka Team 7, Sasuke Sakura Haruna, and somehow Shino Naruto blinked. It wasn't him. He felt a slight relief mixed with indifference. Finally, Iruka read the last one, and Team 9 will consist of Naruto Uzumaki, Haruto Takahashi, and Eiko Sato. Your respective sensei will arrive in a few minutes. With that, I say goodbye and wish you good luck. Iruka left and the classroom fell silent. Naruto didn't know who those two were. He had heard their names when Iruka called roll, but he had never bothered to look up to see who answered. A few moments later a man around 42-45 years old entered. Slightly bearded, wearing a tactical vest, brown hair, and a bored, almost tired look in his eyes. Team 9, come with me to training ground number 9. Now without another word, Naruto stood up. He saw two other kids do the same. They all left the academy. Naruto was the last one out, and as he walked he discreetly observed his new teammates. Eiko was slightly shorter than Haru, slim but sturdy build. Her dark brown hair reached down her back, usually tied in a high ponytail so it wouldn't get in the way during combat. Her olive green eyes stood out for the intensity and determination. She wore an adapted ninja uniform, shorts with mesh leggings, sandals, and a light vest. Haru was average height, with an agile and well-trained body. Slightly messy black hair, with strands falling over his forehead even under the headband. He wore the standard Genin uniform, but with the sleeves rolled up and bandages wrapped around his forearms, a sign that he preferred close-quarters combat. They arrived at training ground number 9, practically identical to the others, a wide clearing with some logs and trees. The sensei kept walking until he stopped in the center of the grass. The three stood in front of him. My name is Ekari, he said without turning around yet. And finally he turned. Let's make this quick. My only goal is for you three to become CHNIN as soon as possible. You're my last team, and once you succeed, I can finally retire. We're not doing introductions. You can introduce yourselves after I leave. First, instructions for tomorrow. All three paid close attention. Ekari went straight to the point, skipping any formality. Tomorrow at exactly 9 AM right here. The test will be to take this bell that I'll leave on that log over there. He pointed to a small log in the center of the field. You'll have to work as a team to get it. I will do everything in my power to stop you, and yes, I said work as a team. If you try alone it will be much harder. That's all. Oh, and you're not real Genin yet. If you fail this test, you go back to the academy and that's it. I will do everything I can to win, because if I win, I retire today. Goodbye. He disappeared in a puff of smoke. The three stared at the empty space, stunned. It had been too much information at once. Eiko and Haru already knew each other by sight, but they weren't close friends. With Naruto it was different. They practically didn't know him. They had never spoken to him. They saw him little during breaks or he disappeared as soon as class ended. Eiko tried to say something first, but without any of them noticing, Naruto was already gone. In a matter of seconds he had vanished. They hadn't even heard his footsteps. Meanwhile, Naruto was already back in his apartment. He had used the leaf shunshin to get there quickly. "I'm home," he muttered, not expecting an answer. He took cold water and food out of the fridge, heated it in the microwave, and resumed his routine, reading a short story from a book he had with more than 10 tales of adventure, action, mystery, and suspense. Then he took a hot shower to relax and went straight to bed. The next day, at 8:30 a.m., Naruto was the last to arrive. Eiko and Haru were already sitting on a large rock. He stopped more than 10 meters away. Eiko broke the ice kindly. "You're Naruto, right?" Naruto just nodded, saying nothing. Eiko didn't know what else to say. She was trying to be friendly, but Naruto's cold, dry attitude wasn't helping. He wouldn't speak unless someone spoke to him first. Haru stood up and joined in. "Well, my name is Haru. Nice to meet you. Honestly, Eiko and I don't know you very well, but now that we're a team, I think we should get to know each other better." Naruto gave a small smile and stepped a little closer. "All right. We can be a good team," he said. "But I won't talk about my private life. From now on you'll only know what I am. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. My dreams, likes, and dislikes, you'll discover them over time." Haru was left speechless. Naruto's smile was cold, almost forced. But at least it was progress. He didn't push further. Eiko, on the other hand, looked at him with surprise and curiosity. Basically she only knew his name. The rest she would have to discover little by little. What intrigued her most was why he didn't want to talk about his personal life. Though deep down she thought maybe he just wanted to act mysterious, like a certain Ichaya. She had never been a fangirl. She was more focused on becoming a good kunoichi. She took a step closer. "That's fine. But remember we'll be teammates for months, or years. So whether we pass this test or not, I want to get to know you better." Same as Haru. Naruto's smile twisted for an instant. It was the first time someone had said something like that so directly. Get to know you better. He didn't like spending time with more people, not because he was inconsiderate, but because he had completely gotten used to solitude. Only when he was with Hiruzen, Iruka, or the Ichiruk family did he feel different. But he didn't want to be rude. "All right. I think that's best for all of us." Haru went back to the rock. "Well then, let's just wait for the sensei." Suddenly the three heard a faint sound. The bell was already hanging from the log, and Ekuru was standing right behind them. Eiko let out a short yelp, Haru fell off the rack, and Naruto jumped back. Ekuru looked at them with a small smile that quickly returned to his tired, monotone expression. "Good. I've been here since 8. I was just waiting for you to arrive early, and you did. At least that way we'll finish quickly if you allow it." The three instinctively grouped together. Ekuru walked toward the bell, turning his back to them. "The rule is simple. One of you has to take the bell and all three will pass. You have until noon. It's your decision whether I retire today or when you become CHNI." The three looked at each other at the same time. Haru was the first to act. He charged straight at the bell with all his strength. Ekuru blocked him in an instant and struck him with such force that he sent him flying several meters toward Naruto and Eiko. Haru hit the ground spitting a little blood. "Oh, I forgot to tell you," Ekuru commented calmly. "Although I can't kill you because it's forbidden, I can definitely send you to the hospital. So I won't hesitate to use full force." Naruto and Eiko helped Haru up, who was furious and wanted to charge again. Eiko stopped him. "Don't. Can't you see that if he takes you out of the fight our chances drop?" Naruto began silently analyzing the situation, searching for some kind of strategy. Ekuru spoke again. "I won't attack you until you attack me first. So you can come up with any plan you want. Trust me, nothing surprises me anymore. I was in the 3rd grade ninja war. Use all your strength. And so you feel safer, I can only move within a 20-meter radius around the bell. Begin." He said that last part with a smile, as if the idea genuinely amused him. End of chapter 2.